want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. 46 men, including a youth pastor and a hospital operations director, have been arrested as part of a bust on a trafficking ring in North Texas. Federal authorities announced that 2 hotels in Frisco were used in the bust, which resulted in the arrests of 46 men across just 2 days. Law enforcement added that trafficking remains a big problem in Texas, and there's been extensive efforts to crack down on continued activity in the state. While the names of those arrested were not released, among those detained was a high school teacher, a youth pastor, a volunteer firefighter, a director of operations at a hospital, and a semi-pro hockey player. Thwarting trafficking is one of our agency's top priorities, one that every law enforcement office that has a role on the HSI Dallas-led North Texas Trafficking Task Force takes very seriously, said Lester R. Hayes Jr., HSI Dallas Special Agent in charge. By targeting those involved in this crime, we hope to disrupt this activity and provide assistance to human trafficking victims by getting them connected to the advocates and resources they need. The bust is among the biggest in recent history. The victims of these heinous crimes are treated like commodities, used to make as much money as possible, as quickly as possible, said Tarrant County Sheriff Bill Wayborn in a news release. Those who traffic victims are the scourge of the earth, and we will continue to target those responsible for the trafficking and those who solicit from them. John Perez of Homeland Security Investigations added that the activity isn't just in Dallas, but all over the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area. Well, I guess you could say that the house of God or the people that use the house of God like to hide a lot of debauchery and crimes and launder money. And people, wonder why it is that I say the things that I state about going into a church and having a belief in a lot of these pastors, because a lot of these pastors are fronts, a lot of these pastors are fakes, a lot of these pastors aren't there to really do anything. Like I said before, and I know that some people like to get in their feelings and they want to correct me and say that, oh, it's not all churches. But if it's not an overwhelming majority of these churches out here doing something positive, I'm pretty much saying exactly what I'm saying. Take it up with God, like you do with everything else. Because I just want to remind you, just in case, before you decide to get offended, that the exact same God that you directly go to for anything that is a problem, the slave masters were using them for a line, and they were sitting up there telling y'all, hey, don't worry, all of this is going to be over. Just stay still and let it happen. Just be easy, and just pray to God. God will make everything better. God will make everything better. So I just want to use that as a reminder, right? Because they were pastors too, right? They were the ones preaching a word, giving a word, and giving a little bit more than a word, on a lot of those plantations. And yeah. So again, you got a youth pastor that was caught in this ring trafficking. Ain't that something? Why would a youth pastor? That's technically supposed to be a man of God, right? That's supposed to be a man of God, right? Youth pastor was caught up in a trafficking ring. And a lot of y'all still tell y'all kids, and especially y'all daughters, to sit up there and believe in the word, believe in the pastor. Anything that they say is basically golden. That's a man of God, yada, 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 and all this other great stuff, right? And here we are. And I can't even begin to tell you how many videos that I've covered where a lot of these pastors have been specifically, going after your daughters. And y'all allow this to happen because you hand over your blind faith and your pride over directly to this pastor, all due to the fact that supposedly this pastor is a man of God, believes in God, worships God, and you, because by way of you worshiping God, you also have blind faith and belief in Him, wrongfully placed. And you wonder why it is that these things are able to happen. Hmm, interesting. Like I told people before, God gave a lot of people common sense, but a lot of people don't seem to want to use that common sense. They want to, in a sense, try to blame the devil. Nah, 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 nah. You can blame for a lot of things, but this one is on you. It is on you. Take responsibility for your actions, for not acting consciously, for not acting respectfully, for acting with not the right type of conscious, or I'm sorry, consciousness when it comes to this situation and many of the other situations, yet again, that I have pointed out about the church and a lot of these pastors. Like I said, this is just going to keep happening. Um, and sorry to say that, that people are just going to learn the hard way by, whatever happens to their kids. That's how y'all going to learn, and it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. You let it happen for so long, you might as well keep turning the blind eye, because whatever women or kids were basically here, they're broken. It's done. If you think that those individuals, if you think that they're going to have the type of faith that they originally had in God, you are sorely mistaken. If you want people to sit up there and have blind faith, then you better get after the people that's directly, quote unquote, teaching this faith, because they're the main people that should not be teaching. Proof of which, pastors getting caught up in stings, pastors getting caught having images and videos, pastors getting caught doing a variety of things. Let's even go back to the 70s with the Catholic Church. Ooh, it's a whole history right there. There's a whole bunch of broken Americans right now that were a part of the Catholic Church, but yet they stay silent and quiet directly on that. Notice that. Notice how the Vatican moves around anybody. They just move around from place to place to place whenever they get caught doing something. That was the exact same thing that the Vatican's did with another. You know what? Let me just. I'm not even gonna take it that far. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. These are all accusations. Said you don't know nothing. I ain't speaking on nothing. This is just hearsay, conspiracy from a conspiracy theorist. This is just the words of a black man that don't know nothing. Don't know nothing at all. Don't pay attention to me. I'm just crazy. I'm just crazy. But, you know, people, as I've learned over time, people like learning the hard way. People like learning through pain. Even though there's a much easier and simpler way and more pleasant way to actually learn information, people just want to take the hard road all the time. And they just want to, drag and scuff up their knees and do all of this other type of stuff. They would rather sacrifice everything that they hold dear and love in order to get information versus not having to do any of that at all. So there you go. Y'all going to keep continuing to learn the hard way while everybody else around you is that sacrifice.